Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. A toothless man smiling is very cute. But if he's trying to bite into an apple or something else that is crunchy, then that's really sad, because it paints a miserable picture. In verse 15 of Bhaja Govindam, it describes a man that has aged. Angam galitam phalitam mundam. He's become so old that Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmaya used to say, 1 foot is already in the grave. But this person who has become this old, tadapina munchati asha pindam, the desires haven't left. How painful it is to have a desire when we don't have the capacity to fulfill it. If they want to eat something, but they don't have teeth. They want to watch something on TV, but their vision is very blurred and they can't hear very well. And it's even worse when they have the memory of how it used to be and how much they enjoyed it, and now they just don't have the capacity to do so. When we're young, we have the energy and the vitality to be able to fulfill all our desires. But as we grow old, the body frails and diminishes in its capacity, and therefore the need for us to gracefully let go. Otherwise, that person becomes repulsive, especially to the younger generation. And the verse of Bhaja Govindam explains that this happens because a person only knows the sense pleasures of the outside world and never invest any time pursuing anything but those things and lived an indulgent life. Or the body grows old, but the mind stays immature. And so it encourages us that even at a young age, we should already have enough self-control not to indulge and to be able to do other things. We should be able to expose ourselves to more subtle activities so that we not only sense pleasure orientated. And even as we are young, to start creating a liking for satsang or for things that are more subtle. Remember, desire is not going to go away and just leave us. There is a fascination for instant gratification. If I put the chocolate on my tongue, I immediately feel the sweetness and enjoy it. Or even on our phones, when we message someone and we get the message back within a few seconds, that instant gratification is what we look for. But to train ourselves to understand that this is not the only way to get happiness, and this happiness actually makes us impatient and very, very restless. There's a classic story that is told by teachers of spirituality, using the example of a man running in a jungle, being chased by a tiger. And so frantic he is that he is running, and of course in that anxiety of being chased by a tiger, wanting to save his life, not really planning where he would go, he runs, and finds himself at the edge of a cliff, and the momentum of his running doesn't enable him to stop in time, and so he falls over the cliff. But fortunately, as he's falling, he finds a root of a tree on the side of the cliff and he holds on to it, and so he's dangling midway. And he looks up, and the tiger is now at the edge of the cliff looking down to him, and his drool is falling. And the man thinks, well, I've broken my fall, maybe I can go down. And he looks down, and there's a gushing river with at least 10 crocodiles parked at the bank of the river, looking up at him, hoping that he will fall so that they can eat him. So above is death, below is death. And just in that moment where he's thinking, now what do I do? How do I save myself? He sees that there's a beehive amidst the branches of this tree. And so he reaches out to touch it. And just as he's about to get to the honey, he disturbs the hive, and all these bees come out and start stinging him. And even though all these bees are stinging him now and he's hanging in the middle of nowhere, he still continues to reach out to get that one drop of honey. And the masters explain that this is each one of us. We are born with death as a certainty. The tiger chasing us is the time that we have before we reach the inevitable death, the crocodiles waiting for us at the bottom of the cliff. And while this is happening, we seek small temporary joys, just that one lick of honey. And that one lick of honey to get, we only get it by all these irritations or little grievances, little inconveniences. And so the stinging of the bees is all the difficulties that we go through, all the inconveniences we go through for us to be able to get that one lick of honey. Desire is such a strong thing. We are not going to simply outgrow it. Through the passage of time, we only get older. We don't actually conquer anything unless we put in the effort to conquer it. And so if we don't train ourselves to let go, we will get older just through the passage of time, and the body will get weaker, and then we're not able to do as much as we used to, but we still want to. And so we'll constantly meet people, or maybe we are that person who's complaining, my digestion just isn't what it used to be, but they continue to eat, and then they have to have a supplement to help them digest, or they up all night trying to digest. And so they go through all the pain of it, but they continue to indulge. People who will know that they need more sleep than they used to, they can't stay up all night, but they will stay up all night, and then they trying to recover from it for a whole week. So as we age, nature's way of telling us that we need to start letting go of desires, especially instant gratification kind of desires, is our body's non-ability to do or to digest or to enjoy. And so to listen to our body, when we have the maturity of mind, we realize, time to let that go now. And somebody who does ages gracefully. Somebody who doesn't becomes a great person to gossip about. In each step of our life, we can enjoy, and at each step of our life, we must learn to let go of whatever we enjoy. Think about it.
For more in-depth talks from Swamini Supriyananda and other excellent teachers of the Chinmaya mission, you can subscribe to ChinmayaClicks.com. That's Chinmaya, CLIX.com. You can also visit the Chinmaya channel on YouTube for bite-sized inspiration and discourses on in-depth Vedantic texts. To know about local classes, activities, and upcoming retreats, visit www.chinmayamission.com. And see you on the next podcast.